Fairly rare international tractor here. 1568 with the DV 550 V8. There weren't a lot of them made. A lot of farmers didn't think they needed the extra 2 cylinders over the 6 cylinder. It wasn't really any extra horsepower. It just looked cool more than anything with the dual chrome stacks. There's a little information. Okay, second one built, so that makes it especially a bit rare. It's been repainted, but other than that, it looks to be a pretty original tractor. I don't think she's been molested too much by farmer fixes. So she's been well taken care of, it looks like. Yeah, international truck engine they put in here. They're technically all the international engines are truck engines because they could be used either way outside of like a Farmall M engine. But a very nice tractor. Not a lot of them made. Most guys preferred to have the 6 cylinder. Here's something you don't see too often anymore, and I'm not quite talking about the tractor. 630 John Deeres are pretty nice and not super common tractors. They only made the 30 series for a short while before the new generation tractors. But here we got a 4-bottom John Deere plow. Looks like they've won some kind of award here. Waterloo, Iowa. Very nice tractor. Oh no, there's a pink Farmall over there. But it's a nice, but you got a plow, packer, and a pony drill here. That used to be how guys got it done if they wanted to do 1-pass seeding in the spring. In days gone by. Very nice setup. Here we got another nice lineup of Minneapolis tractors. Got a ZAU here. And a U Universal. Let's just call it that because I don't remember if it's a UTU or which other variants. I forget. I'm sorry. That's terrible of me. And a ZTU. And we got a lawn and garden tractor. These are made by Jacobson for Minneapolis. A 38U. These were pretty rare because these are the only ones that have the red. They only used the red grill for a few years, and then they went to the yellow grill. They continued on with the red grill on the Z's till 48, I believe. And the R always had a red grill. This is a pretty nice, straight looking tractor. Well taken care of. Here we got another ZAU. Another U over here. with an adjustable wide front, maybe a Schwartz. Let's take a look here. I see a tag. Okay, I've never heard of that style before, but it's aftermarket. Oh, there you can see the original narrow front is still on there for the steering. So otherwise, it's a nice straight tractor. Another ZAU, a BF. This was a tractor that Minneapolis acquired by purchasing the Avery company. Pretty decent little tractors. Short-lived though, at least in Moline yellow anyways. It didn't, the purchase of the company didn't quite work out how Moline would have liked. Here's a nice big G. Very nice looking tractors, all of them. So yeah, oodles and oodles of good looking tractors to see over here. Even if you're not into the yellow ones, there's just about one of everything to see here, as far as colors go anyways. And here's another pretty rare Minneapolis Moline. It's not actually a Minneapolis Moline, but in fact I believe 1655, possibly a 1650 Oliver with a Moline grill and a yellow paint job on it. It's a very nice looking tractor. There weren't a lot of these made. They were made kind of just for a short while when White was still figuring out how they were going to merge the three companies together, Minneapolis, Cockshut, and Oliver. Cockshut was kind of the easy one to do. They just quit building tractors and started painting Oliver's red. But this is a very nice tractor. You can see the serial tag there. It says White Farm Equipment. You know, even though this is not a true Minneapolis Moline, these Olivers were pretty nice tractors for their time. This one appears to be a diesel. So, yeah, that's a pretty nice tractor that somebody's done a lot of work to. It doesn't look like original paint, but it's very well taken care of. Lots of Prairie tractors here. And they're backed in. Fairly smooth running tractor there. A couple of pretty rare Minneapolis Moline pre-merger tractors. Twin City 40 and a Twin City 60 over here. Pretty rare tractors. I'm sure there weren't a lot of them built, and These are two really nice examples. Big grill almost looks like a steam engine. Or, well, that's really the radiator, but 6-cylinder power. And here's another big pre-merger Minneapolis tractor. Another Prairie tractor. Nicely restored. I believe it was a few years ago that they put that plaque on there, so it's well over 100 years old now. But I don't remember how long ago it was that they put that on there. This is a pretty old tractor. I'm guessing it's close to 110, 115 years old now. But it's been very well taken care of. So, nice. About one of the largest collections of steam traction engines anywhere, at least in the United States, if not the world. There's just about one of everything that was ever made. I'm sure there's some more regional steam engines from various parts of the country that never made their way over here, but that's a pretty impressive collection of them. It's kind of a Minneapolis only spot here at Western Minnesota Steam Threshers Union. Had a couple G705s, Moline corn picker. Looks like maybe a UTS. Corn crib, Minneapolis combine. Another U over there. And a corn sheller. And another U. I got two U's over here. Let's see if we can find, whoops, oh, tight squeeze. If we can find maybe what model this is. I'm guessing it possibly an E. Okay, there's a Minneapolis hammer mill or something. Oh, there's a pair of U's here. But that's cool. Yeah, I guess I don't see a serial plate on this thing. If I find it, I'll make a small clip of it. But yeah, lots of nice Minneapolis stuff. SP 168 combine.
There, he brought it down. All right, next on the Old Yeller is Aaron Tibbetts. This is his D17. He is originally from Holly, Minnesota. He is now living in New York Mills. All right, Gavin Pohl, 270 feet, 270 feet. And Aaron Pohl, 177 feet, 177 feet. His max speed was 3 miles an hour. Man, look at that tractor pull. Let's give Nick a big round of applause. Nice pull there, buddy. Nice pull. He pulled 190 feet. 190 feet. Right there. That's not Hudson. That's Joe Groth. That's who it is, Joe Groth. On a 1951 Minneapolis Moline. And Gary did. Holy buckets. He got 347 feet. Let's give Gary a big round of applause. That was amazing. 347 feet on the Formula M. All right, Jason Pohl. Gary Pohl, 354 feet and 9 inches. 354 feet and 9 inches. His max speed.
Taken off on Old Yeller on the 1960 Oliver 880. That's Riley. I'm going to maybe butcher this. Orling out of Clarissa, Minnesota. Well, it looks like they haven't turned the truck up yet, so they're still going 324.5 feet. I'm just throwing subtle hints out there, maybe turn the weight up on the truck. That's where I'm normally at. I'm just guest announcing right now. All right, looks like we've stopped Riley over there. 253, 3 inches. The truck, looks like we got Dave Spillone back. He's on a Case S, model year 1952. Looks like Dave's clipping along 3.2 miles an hour over there on the truck with the Case, and Ty's, he's going to get it done someday. He's over there. I don't know what gear that is. We have our first pass at the tractor pull. All right, Ty's all done over there. 190, 3 inches. Ty helps us out on the hook man down there on the truck. So we think he's pretty good. Looks like Dave's still going. We're already past 280. And right after the 4,500 pound class on the truck, we have an exhibition coming. If you haven't seen the steam engine down there on the south end, he wants to try his luck with the truck.
Steam traction engines. This is the largest of the 4 that Wimster owns. It was restored originally in about 1965, and it was re-restored and reboilered in 2012-13 over the course of that winter. And this engine is one of 9 left in existence. There are about 6 of them that are still operational. We might be a little biased, but we think this is probably one of the nicest. It's well equipped and completely original operating pressure and fully capable of everything that it was able to do when it left the factory back in 1911. At the controls, we have Cooper Thompson and Matty Wall. I think there's a fellow named Alex in there someplace as well. I won't take a stab at his last name, but he has one. They might need just another moment here to get the steps that did not come from the factory that make it possible to get on and off of the engine nicely, get in the way of the hitch periodically. This was built for large-scale plowing back in the day, so operator comfort wasn't necessarily a big key in the operation. On Old Yeller, on the other track, we have 1954 Farmall Super M, operated by Jacob Olson of Barnesville. Guessing that we'll be able to get that pull in before the folks on the steam engine are ready to go. It's a race. So as the steam engine sits right now, it weighs someplace in the neighborhood of about 50,000 pounds. Our pulling skid weighs somewhere in the neighborhood of 26,000 pounds. It really doesn't have much of a chance, and pretty soon you'll see that all of the weight of that truck is completely on that skid. All of the wheels will be suspended above the ground. He would be disqualified if this was a sanctioned pull for dropping those pieces of equipment that fell off of his engine. Jacob Olson pulled 158 feet, 6.96 inches. Slowed down for a little bit, but I think he was just messing with us.
Nice.
Flames, I see.
Well, she's running plenty, Rich.
You gonna do it over?
We might also go the whole way too.
I think that's a full pull for that side.
Matt House's distance was 279 feet.
Oh, not quite a full pull.
Well done, Matt House.
Well, yeah. I don't know why they stopped him there.
All right, David pulled 168 feet, 168 feet. Max speed was 2.7 miles an hour. All right, next up on the truck skid is Case 730 Mason Hermanson, right here from Royal Minnesota.
That's not who's on the skid. No, but it's a Minneapolis Moline. It's not a Case tractor.
Never mind, I can see what this is. This is a Minneapolis Moline 705, 1954. This is Corey Bliley, right out of Barnesville, Minnesota.
That's
all right, let's give Corey a big round of applause. 225 feet. 225 feet. Okay, 9,500 pound class. We're going to line up. We're going to be pulling on the truck. The 9,500, head down in and get ready to go now. Okay, Blair, he's a good puller. Ain't no doubt about it. That's right from him. Slice that thing up, put it on your Wheaties in the morning. Okay, 228 feet, 0.9. Nice pull, Blair. 140 acres of property here. We stay busy all year long. I'll get back to it here and tell you a few more things that we'll have going on here this weekend. Josh got a real nice pull going on that old 9. Big old 9er. Nice pull, Josh. Okay, we got one more tractor here, and Josh ended up pulling in at 137 feet, 10 inches. Thank you, Josh. Alright, if I knew my Roman numerals, I'd say that's a GV1, but I think it's actually a G6. Here's the Romans do, right? But yeah, he pulled real nice. I'm going to give you a name on him. Brad Olson. And it's not a Minneapolis, Minnesota. No, it's a Minneapolis tractor. He is from, well, we're not sure, but we sure appreciate him coming out. He says he's from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Minnesota, picked it up at the factory down there here, and nonetheless, he's heading home tonight. That's pretty great of him. All that old heavy iron up here, and things get busy. We appreciate him making the trip. Okay, we got Onward Yellow. We got
John Deere.
Okay, we got a John Deere 70 coming up on our truck skid. Dustin Ross, Lowry, Minnesota. This Minnesota guy, it's going crazy. That's a pretty good haul for him to come up here too. And here we got our tank. One of our military. This guy here, he'll be in that new military museum. We got to get a name and everything on him for sure. We got him here somewhere. Okay, we got a little exhibition pull going. I was on here earlier. This, my friends, is why we win the war. All right, bring in the backups. Call in the fighter jets. We need some protection. Nice job, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. That's type of equipment and things. They come up. They're helping us to get this military museum. They just take a relaxing pull on them. Got that 830 one, 806 on this. Jacob's got his case running. See a little bit. Okay, Jacob's real proud right now. Jacob over here at 192 feet 7 inches. Thank you, Jacob. Nice pull. And Taylor did a nice pull here with his 806 at 236 feet 6 inches. I'll try to read those. I believe it's at 1950. 1850 or 1950. We're about to find out. Alright, close enough. It says 1855 Oliver. This is a little later tractor. Brittany's up there handling the wheel. Nice job, Brittany. Here's his sister wants to say, Brittany's sister wants to say hello.
Go Brittany!
I got the guy right here that should talk to you just a little bit about it. Nick's case steam engine guy. He was pulling here earlier on his DC. But these engines really deserve a little bit of more techno talk.
So Al is one of our valued members. He's an electrician and has this engine. He's had it here at the show for a number of years. What you're viewing is a external combustion engine, a one-stroke design. Steam engines operate with steam, and each side of the piston is creating a power stroke. So you have a typical four-cycle engine. It's making 2 revolutions for every power combustion of the engine, and in a steam traction engine, every revolution is actually 2 power strokes.
There we go.
Test. Well, that makes sense. They just killed the lights out here. I thought we were in the middle of an attack. But actually, you're going to see some nice sparks coming off this engine. Spark show. We do this also up at the Prairie breaks every night. There's something going on, but we really appreciate these guys taking the time, bringing an engine down here. And it's going to be real pretty. Get those cameras ready. That was Nick Olson. Thank you, Nick, for explaining that. I reached into the depths of my mind and I wasn't finding all that information. So here we go. You can see where that external part is coming by, down by those guys' feet there. They just opened up the firebox, feeding a little more lumber and coal to it, making that heat. That's your boiler, or your firebox in the back where that water is at least the beginning and heat it up, create that steam, which is then converted out of your flue cavity there to into the engine, give you that power. See what as you see, he's not struggling with this skid at all. Running these engines is not a one-man job. A lot of these guys work together all day long. Take minimum of two, I'd say. Probably three operators on them. Lot to keep an eye on. Lot to keep the firebox fed. Pulling out real nice here. Probably looking at a 305 feet, 0.3 inches. Probably could have Thank you, Al. Beautiful job. And all your partners in crime down there. Good job, crew. Here you go. We've got Chris Sander on his G705 Moline. Again, this is a 10,500 pound class. We got about 5 tractors total in this class. Doing a little skater patrol like that. Look there. Found a new lung in that baby. Pulling real nice. Got those tires weighted off just perfect. Nice job. Chris, 178.8.
Oh, look at that! Michael, you just got your butt spanked, buddy. You just got it spanked, and you are even heavier. What do you think about that?
Wrong
hey,
here, probably.
Michael, you still need to listen to your brother, Chris. When he told you, do not put that chrome stack on, you're gonna lose. You should have listened to him. I don't want to give him any more crap. He still did all right. Let's give a round of applause. 120 feet, Chris got 120 feet. Operates this tractor all the time. This is on 1967. This has the 453 Detroit. This is the cockshot version of the 1950 Oliver. Holy buckets, he's going to bring that thing to Barnesville. 290. Look at that front end get light, guys. We're at the full pull mark. Yeah, they finally stopped him at 323 feet. 323 feet. His max speed was at 3.5 miles an hour. Nice pull, Kyle. Nice pull, buddy. Yeah, let's give Michael a nice round of applause. 148 feet. 148 feet. All right, Clayton Larson's already at 340 feet. I don't think we're going to slow him down. Looks like it's starting to go up that hill. All right, they stopped him at 369 feet. Or he stopped at 369 feet. Let's give him Clayton around ground applause. Beautiful pole, buddy. Beautiful pole.
He's definitely...
I'll tell you what, I don't think we're going to stop this tractor, but he's already going up the hill. He's already at that 400-foot mark. What a beautiful tractor, Dennis. He's going to take that thing home with him. He just stopped. He said, you can have your skid truck back. 422 feet.
big as they get. All the run, I think this is the pump part here. The rest of it's all engine. It's just massive. Even though it's not running, in the evening is about the only time you can get a good look at the Prairie Sawmill. Usually there's way too many people around it to make any good videos, unless you get right in the front of the line. Takes 3 steam engines to run it. There's one there, one back over there. Be able to see it better here in a second. It's not just like they got just about everything for a full sawmill, not just to cut the logs, but to size them and everything. Yeah, that's an amazing thing to see when it's all running. Two stationary steam engines, and they usually add another mobile one in here to run everything. A little hard to see everything. The lighting's not the best for making videos, but it's all very cool.